guys, I'm Adrienne and welcome to my channel, The Minimal Approach. So I've been absent for a while because I changed the job and it was, as you can imagine, a bit of an adaptation period, and I got something new in my sewing practice, and I've been sewing a lot to practice and just because I was very excited about it. And that's what I will talk about today, but first I want to do a half month of August recap because I did sew a lot and I wanted to share this with you. So first I did the Mia bag and it didn't end up well and it won't be usable because I chose the wrong fabric. I was trying to use my stash and I used a fabric that was super thin and I tried to line it with another super thin fabric and it ended up being a disaster. So that's my fabric choices. And then I tried to do a rolled M, but it was a total failure. It was the first time I was doing this. I should have tried before. I will probably reuse some parts of the fabric because this fabric was given to me by my grandma and it's very special to me. So maybe I will do another bag and I will use this to do pockets or something, just a cute little detail. We'll see. So that first one is a fail. I do love the Mia pattern though, and I will definitely do it again. Just use the right fabric. You need something that's more heavy. The next one I'm very excited about. I worked a lot on it and I bought all the right notions and everything. So here it is. It's the Eve wrap dress. It's very pretty. I'll insert shots, but I really wanted to show you that the inside, I did the stay tape and I did French seams and I used bias tape too. So the finishing is very good. I really love it. The fabric is great for this. It has lots of drape. And yeah, I really love it. And I kept the bias binding here just up to the little like tie, because as I was showing this to my boyfriend and saying, oh, it's not finished, I need to do another like fold on the collar, it was like, well, I love this little like binding that you put. I think it's pretty, and I was like, you know what, I think it's pretty too. So that's a very straightforward make. I highly recommend it, only you need to follow instructions. So I did kind of miss the both on the tie because I did only one long tie and I didn't stitch it with the dress at any point, so it was not like going through the little hole anyway because I didn't read the instruction at that point. And then I went back and I was like, ooh, I needed to not attach together those ties and do two separate ties and attach it to the dress afterwards. So I did that and it was fine. So I love this dress, super comfortable. If anything, I think I would do it a little bit shorter next time because it's very long on me. Next make is the makes that I wear the most, and there are pajamas. So this one is kind of like a little dress with only a tie for the kind of like over the shoulders. It's super fun and it's made with my grandma's fabric. It's not stretchy at all and it's not extra soft, but I really love it. And there's two buttonholes in the front, so you can pull the ties through and do a little bow. So this is super cute. I made it a small version this time and it's kind of short, like a little bit over my knee. Really love it. Super cool for summer. And that's the pattern Simplicity 9202. I guess this one is becoming one of my favorite, and you know, I wear PJs like as soon as I'm at home, so I do wear them a lot. Next is another pattern that I already did, and it's the Alex shirt from Sew Over It. I did the shirt dress version last time. This time I did the shirt version, so it's smaller. I did it using kind of like a satin fabric. I don't know what it is really. I know it's synthetic fiber, and now it looks a bit like weird on this, but it has the inverted box pleat at the back, and I always roll my little sleeve. It's very cute. I like it. For work it's perfect, but something very bad happened when I was doing this. As you know how we do the buttonholes at the end. Well, I think this is kind of risky because I don't know, my machine started to do something very weird, like freestyle, and I was looking at my cat because he was next to me, and I thought he was doing something sneaky and like uncool, and the machine started to go on doing its thing like very weird, and by the time I stopped looking at the cat and I looked at my machine, it was crazy. The buttonhole was completely like weird. I'll try to show you. So it was completely destroyed, just like very weird. So I was very sad. I was like, all this good work I put into doing this, and I serged the edge of the sleeve, but then I thought, oh, but I want to roll it like this, so I undid my serge seam and I did a French seam instead, and I went through like quite a lot with this shirt. Like I really applied myself, and this happened. Oh, I was mad. So I did something else and I was like, I need to figure out something with this. So I thought I'll just invert the buttonhole and the buttons. So that's why you see a button next to this buttonhole, because I did the buttons on the right side and new buttonholes on the left side. So that's how I fixed this, because I was like, there's no way I'm not going to use this shirt. It's fully done. Like, anyway, I was upset. Next is a good one. I used it on the Lowly White tour. It's a yoga event. It happens in many big cities and small cities as well, and it's just a huge event. We were 7,000 people doing yoga in the Old Port in Montreal, and you need to be dressed in white. So I didn't want to buy like sportswear because it's so expensive. I was looking at Lowly website, and it's like $60 to $70 for a bottom and maybe like $40 for a top, and I was like, there's no way I'm paying. Like, I'm not wearing white. I'm too much of a clumsy person to wear white, especially if I'm doing sports, so there's no way I was paying this. So I purchased the Kaye, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's like Kaye Outfit, and it's little shorts and a little top. It's from Seamwork, which I really love. I love this magazine. I'm subscribed and I really enjoy it. The top is like fully lined and I love it, and it has a quite a low back and quite a low front as well, like the opening, and it has an elastic band. The top is very excellent. I love it. There's no problem. I did a small. The bottom though, and I think my fabric is not stretchy enough, but the bottom is not that much of a success because it's I think I did a medium at the beginning. Anyway, it wasn't big enough, really not, so I did a large, and it still is quite tight, but then the waist is big and there isn't an elastic in this waistband, so it didn't really fit well. So as soon as I was like doing poses, I could feel like my waist like pulling away, like the waist of the shorts pulling away from me. So I think many people saw like my undies, or anyway, I tried not to focus on it too much and I was pulling them up. So something that I will do is that I will insert an elastic in this waistband to make it more like fitted. And really, like, this fabric wasn't good enough. I think it's a bit transparent too, so, but the top is great. Need to focus on the good stuff. Next, it's something that I've been looking for doing for a while. It's the Coppelia top from Paper Cut Patterns, and I will insert pictures because you cannot really see what it looks like right like this. And it's made out of the same fabric of this, super soft. It's blush pink. It's a double brushed knit jersey, and it has like cuff and a waistband. I did the version that's long because I wanted to wear it at the office, and I liked it, but I have to say I struggled a bit with the band, like over the neck. You kind of really need to stretch it, and I think depending on the fabric you choose and the stretch inside the fabric, you need to like maybe shorten this band or lengthen it. I know I had to shorten it if I didn't want it to like go and pull like in weird ways. And since I serged it, I realized that I shouldn't have afterwards because if you want to undo a Serge M, it's not that cool. So that's something I struggle with. And also, since it's a wrap, like since it's wrapped right here, I thought sewing the sides was quite tricky, and one side is still like kind of like pulling in a weird way. So yeah, I don't know that I will do this pattern again. Maybe I will try and do the one that isn't tied at the side seam and the one that's kind of like cropped in a wrap version. Maybe I will do like, yeah, I will probably try this version, but definitely not this version. And finally, I did a vintage pattern from my mom. It's Simplicity 4097, and it's very cute. It's something that I will wear in the office and put a shirt underneath. I think it will be cute. Although something that I didn't like and I changed, it's the pleats in front. I think since it's a vintage pattern, it had like those kind of like weird pleats. I'll try to insert a picture of the pattern so you can see what I mean. And it really didn't do well on me. I looked like I was really like kind of like a cylinder shape. I don't know, it wasn't good. So instead I changed it and I did inverted box pleats in the front. So now it's better, and I really love this fabric. I bought this fabric in Tissu-Asselin in Montreal for $2 a meter, and I love like the drape of it. As much as I like to sew, I think this speed is like unsustainable for me. I'm sewing quite a lot and I really need to diversify like my hobbies. I really love to do yoga as well, and yeah, I think I've been obsessing a bit on sewing lately. I really enjoyed it, but part of it is that I got a serger and it really changed my life, my sewing life. It's so fast, very useful, and I will talk to you a bit about it. So here it is. I chose a X Varna because it was very similar to the baby log that I wanted. In fact, it's like the same model, and it was available in the store I went. So as you can see, it's a very simple model. There's a length tray on it and it's very compact and basic. With it, I got a pedal and I got a manual of instruction, and in this little bag you get needles, which is very fortunate because I already broke 2. You get some little screwdrivers, you get tweezer, which are so useful to thread a serger. You also get an oiler, you get a stitch finger change, you get wrench, little thread nets, spool holders, and a vinyl dust cover. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't the only one who was excited about getting a serger. My cat was also very happy with it, and if I don't cover it, he comes behind it and he eats the threads, and it makes me very upset because after that he pulls on the threads and he goes all around the house with the little thread in his mouth. So I woke up one morning and there were threads everywhere, and I pulled thread out of him for a while. Won't go into details here, but it was pretty disgusting. And I think it's dangerous for him. He shouldn't do that. So anyway, I also did a little cover. I used the pattern that's free from Closet Case Pattern. I didn't do any of the piping. I was just in a hurry the night after I discovered he did this. I did it right that night and kind of like rushed into it because I was like, there's no way you're gonna screw my machine, you little cat. And yeah, so I always cover it. I pull this down and I cover my machine every night. So something that's very cool about this machine is that when you remove the tray and that you open it, there is nothing in front of the area where you need to thread it, so it makes it very easier to thread the machine. I didn't really try many stitches. Like I told you earlier this month, I tried the rolled M and it was not a success for me. I would like to try it another time. I'm looking at the manual of instruction and just looking at the other stitches that are available. I didn't try to stitch with only three threads. I'm not sure I get why you would do that. Maybe it's for like lightweight fabric. I don't know. I only sewed so far with 4 threads and I'm not messing up with the tensions and everything. I really keep it like very basic for now because I really wanted to sew a lot and just try it. But I think I will do, and if this is something that interests you, let me know in the comments. I think I will do kind of like different possibilities with a serger, so all the different stitches that you can do, and yeah, we'll do this probably in October if it's interesting for you, because I will attempt a class about serger and we'll get more info about it and just how to use like the machine to its full potential. So yeah, maybe I'll do this. Anyway, I'll do the class for sure because I really want to make the most of this. Those are quite an investment. This serger was close to 600 or 700, and I know it's not the most expensive it can get, but still for me it was a lot. But I'm very happy with it, and I wanted to thank all of you who left a comment on my previous video where I asked your opinion about sergers, because you guys were so right, and it's the greatest investment I did after my sewing machine, obviously, because you really do need a sewing machine for everything else, but it makes working with knits a dream, and just even with other fabrics, like I really enjoy the serger. And it isn't a pain like I thought it would be to thread it. Like I used an old one previously and it was such a pain to thread it. It took up to 30 minutes, but this one it takes 10 minutes, and when the cat isn't messing with it, I don't really need to thread it that often. Although I had one question for you guys. Where do you buy threads? Because I bought like 8 spool and I think it cost me like $30. So I was a bit shocked, and I'm pretty sure you can find thread that's cheaper. Also, are you using special needles? I thought I'm not, and I don't think the needles that were provided in this kit were. Anyway, just let me know if you have more info about this. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the channel so far, please subscribe. And thank you for all the new subscribers on the channel. I really appreciate it. Getting your supports mean everything to me, and I really love being part of this community. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next sewing video. Bye!